Hey guys, so I started bullet journaling over the weekend and into Monday, and I wanted to share with you everything that I have been doing. I wanted to make some content for my blog, and I also wanted to make a video. So I thought I'd combine both together and yeah, let you see what I've done so far. Let me know if bullet journaling is something you'd like to do or you'd like to see more on this channel. I started bullet journaling really because I've wanted to journal for a long time. I just didn't know the format that would work for me, and I really think this is going to help with productivity and creativity and also mindfulness. So without further ado, let's get to my first ever flip through. So this is where I keep all my bullet journaling stuff, really, things I'm working on. I've already been doing it for a few days, but I'm really excited to show you what I have been doing, and hopefully it continues. So we're just going to delve into what I have already done for my annual setup. There's not a great deal, but I think there's enough to inspire and get us started, and I just wanted to share it with everybody so that you can know my journaling progress. So here we go. So, I mean, these journals are great for having refill books, and I have a couple of these. I'm not sure whether this is going to be what I use going forward, but it's where I'm going to start because I have paper to use, and yeah. So anybody who's not familiar with bullet journaling, essentially, the idea is that you have a legend and a key, and that you kind of funnel down from yearly to monthly to weekly to daily to see your tasks and that kind of thing. All I will say is that's my interpretation of it. I will link a couple of videos that I have found really useful in doing this in the description, so that you guys can go and watch it too. What I really like and what I was really drawn to about bullet journaling is how creative people make it, and how you can change out your spreads really easily, and you make every spread yourself. So I just think it's really individual, really unique, really customizable. So I started with a legend, and I've kind of been playing around with text. This isn't too dissimilar to my own writing style. So this is my legend. So in effect, you will see throughout the book that any task that I set myself is a bullet point, and then I have a few other things. So if I migrate a task to another day, it has a forward arrow. If I schedule a task for another time or another month or another week, it has a backwards arrow. A line through it means that the task is cancelled. A non-filled in bullet point would be an event, a dash is a note, and a star is a priority. I've got to say, I don't know how useful this will be. I don't have a lot of events and a lot of appointments, but we shall see. I've also started crossing things off in a different pen to show that they are done. And then I found so this is one of my favourite songs from the Disney movie The Rescuers, and I really wanted to start doing some more topography stuff, quotes, things that are really inspiring. I took a lot of inspiration, I'm not going to lie, from a YouTuber who also does bullet journaling and that kind of thing, called Amanda Rach Lee. I will link her video down below as well. That's kind of where I've been getting the quote ideas, but I really like quotes, and I really like the idea of having a theme each month that goes through the whole journal, so I'm very much experimenting with that. This is one of my favourites. Tomorrow's another day, because it's very true. No matter what's happened today or yesterday, tomorrow is a fresh start and it's completely clean. I've also gone through, and because obviously my refill pads don't have numbers, I've been numbering each page as I've gone, and put kind of where I would put them in the contents, which brings me nicely onto my second page. This is my content spread. and honestly this looks really barren right now. I only have a few things in my contents, and this basically is where I will refer back to things. So if I've done a spread like a brain dump or an ideas page, I will refer to that in my contents so I can easily go back and fill that in. It's also really good for referring to your future log and your goals and finding out where your weekly spreads start. So again, blank page, hopefully for more contents. And then this is heaven. This is my 2019 at a glance. With this one I did it very vertically. I wanted it kind of to be like a chart. I experimented with drawing the lines out first and then fine lining them to get a kind of more personal line rather than having something that looks really like ruled and sharp and finished. I did some experimenting with 2019 at a glance. Honestly, this page, you can see I made a couple of mistakes. That's gonna happen the first time you ever do this, just because this is my first time doing it and I have never done this before, so it's quite different when you lay it out in front of you and you're done, but I'm really proud of this page. So I made a little like key of birthdays. I kept kind of changing the colours for those. And I've got like hearts on Valentine's Day. My holidays are in yellow and I put a little key up there. The idea of this is basically that you can see major events and major things that are going on throughout the year, and then they in turn will affect your monthly and your weekly spreads. So I have a couple of pages of these. Again, Halloween is on there. Things like bonfire night for us in the UK, and I believe that is New Year, and there's supposed to be a firework next to that. So this is all my year at a glance. I will probably be coming back to this a lot and filling more in as I realise that there's stuff happening. Right, so these are my first kind of play about, see what works for you, see what doesn't pages. What I like about a lot of these is you can really change this up. So if I find that I'm not using these, I don't have to do them again. I can customize what I do put in there. I started off calling this goals of the year, which kind of isn't massively accurate, I guess, but I split them down into things that I wanted to either read. So I've got a list of books, games, I've also got my habits that I want to keep track of throughout the year, because what I really liked about this was having the mood tracker and the habit tracker next to each other, so you could really just keep an eye on how your habits were going, what your mood was like, you know, increasing mindfulness throughout the week, and that is really important to me. Where I want to be in 2020, I haven't filled this in yet, but what I'm hoping to do with it is ask myself where I want to be next year and then reflect on that. So what went well, what didn't go so well, that kind of thing. I've also got a handy project tracker down here because I want to increase my productiveness over the year. And a great way I think of doing that would be to keep track of everything that's going on in my life, everything that I start and then put down. I want to be able to pick up again, and I want to be able to transfer these to other journals if I find that I haven't completed them, just so I can keep a track of the things that I'm doing and the things that I want to prioritize, because I find that really difficult. My next page starts my monthly spreads, so everything before was like my yearly setup, which I only have to do once. Thank goodness you can get journals that have the future log already done in. Let me know whether you want to see what materials I've been using, that kind of thing, in the comments below, because it'd be really useful to see what you guys want to get out of these, if anything at all. My March calendar page is very blank. Again, I don't really know what I want to do with these. I experimented with a template on my PC that I then printed, but I was very much like, I don't know whether I like the idea of having something printed in here when everything else is like hand drawn and unique and that kind of stuff. What I have found really helpful with this one, I only started like actually physically filling it in last week, was just highlighting the days that have been done and how long you have to go, so it really keeps track of where you are in the month, because I generally feel like I lose the date, I lose the day, I don't know how. The box underneath, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with. I think it's going to be like a mini brain dump. This was very much an exercise of, do I want this? Is there a different way maybe I can lay out my months? Because I can't really write very much in here because I have quite average sized, I guess, handwriting, so this wouldn't actually be that useful for me filling stuff in. I would have to do it really small. My next page is my blogging plan, and again, this is something I really want to focus on, just so that I have a list of the things I'm doing. You can see I've crossed something off there already. I went back in retrospect and filled in the bits that I've already done, just so that I kind of know what it looks like when something has been crossed off. I have more videos and blogs coming than this, but this is really a good idea to dump down my ideas on a date and say, okay, on the 7th I want to do this video for you guys, and I haven't got anything till Monday, but it just helps me see a plan of where my gaps are and what days I could potentially do more content for my channel and for my website. Then we have, these are probably my two favourite pages that I have done so far. I feel like I spent the most time on these two as a whole. These are my habit tracker and my mood tracker. And these are really clean, really simple, really effective. I've seen habit trackers done in various ways, and I've also seen mood trackers done in other ways. So habit trackers, when I was watching the Amanda Rach video of her first setup, she had it all done in a graph, and that looked really overwhelming and really quite boring and ordinary. And then she changed to this style of having your months blocked out and just filling in a box, which I thought was really cool. I have enough squares to do like mini calendars of where I am with each habit. My mood tracker is another thing that I really liked, and I've seen a lot of people do, and I went with a really simple, like, I'm going to do shapes for my first couple of mood trackers and just dot them around the page. Each one has a number. I haven't filled in 1 to 6 because 1 to 5 because I didn't think it would be accurate. I can't remember how I felt on any specific day, but I have started with number 6, and I have a little mood key down the bottom as well of the faces that I want to draw in each one for each mood, and there'll also be an associated colour. I haven't filled in the colours until I really know what I want to do with each one, but I imagine they're going to be like blue, red, maybe, no, blue, red, I don't know, and that one's probably going to be orange because it's my favourite colour. So hopefully what you'll see on this page is a really consistent mood pattern, and I don't have, any problems. I don't think that's how it's going to end. I think I'm going to end up with mostly average days. I've done sort of mood trackers before, and I think I'm going to end up with a lot of average to happy days, some bad days, but the extremes don't really happen too much to me. I just have moments each day where I'm incredibly anxious, and I wanted to make sure that my mood was all tracked. So on the next page, and this is the last page I have to show you, this is my first weekly page. Again, I can imagine a lot of experimenting with this to find what works, what doesn't work, and where I need to put my days. One thing I talked about when I recently saw my doctor was doing something where you write down something positive that happened to you, doing something positive for someone else each day, and some things that you learned. I'll be honest, the something that I've learned has been very sporadic, very unuseful, useless, I guess, for me. And it takes up a lot of space, and these don't have a great deal of space to do much with. And I also obviously want to track some of my tasks. I did a little doodle for Pancake Day because there's not many doodles on many of these pages. They're usually very plain. I experimented with not ruling and then ruling, and I kind of decided that I like this clean space on this page. I don't really think it works having a chickadee-jackadee line, but we will see. That will probably go in the bin the next few times. What I like about doing this is it's really encouraged me to not hold on to perfection and just let things be as they are, you know, don't correct so many mistakes. You want it to look good, but you also don't want to spend your time making something look perfect, because you're never going to reach perfect. I have put my days of the week down the side and my dates on the right hand side, and I've really tried to keep my positives and something that I've learned going. Fortunately, I did start the journal on Monday, started making the journal on Monday, so I thought that would be a good place to start. Again, Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday I've lumped together. I'm not sure how that's going to go. I work both days, but I don't have a great deal of other things to do, so hopefully that will work. And I've put my tasks on here, and this is really the first time I've been able to use the actual key system that's in the beginning. But yeah, I will let you guys know at the end of the month how this goes. I'm really excited to try different weekly spreads and find out what I'm going to put like in between them. I have a couple of other ideas too. Let me know if these videos are useful. Let me know if videos are something that you want to continue seeing on my blog. I'm very much interested in doing videos for you, and I also, like I say, wanted to blog more about journaling, so I figured this would be the best way of doing that. Maybe at the end of the month we can start preparing our next one, or yeah, let me know if you're interested in doing this as well, because I would love to post about my stationery, things I've been using, things I've found helpful. And maybe that's something we can do together if you wanted to. Yeah, just let me know about this video in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe if this is something you're interested in. Ding the bell for notifications so you know when I upload. And I will see you guys next time, hopefully.